A warm greeting to everyone. I am Selvi, Assistant Professor, CSE Department, R&D Engineering College. Now we are going to see overloading in C++ language. Overloading means we are giving more function other than the assigned function to a function or a operator. Creating two or more members having the same name but different in number or type of arguments is known as overloading. So in C++ we have two types of overloading: function overloading, operator overloading. Even constructor can be overloaded. Constructor is a normal user defined function, so it will come under function overloading concept. Function overloading is the process of having two or more functions, that is multiple functions with same function name but differ with the different number of arguments and also the different types of the arguments. The return type will not be considered in function overloading. Here is an example to show how the function overloading will work. In this example, we have a calculate class with and we have addition function. It will have the parameters here, two integer parameters, and it will return the addition summation of these two values will be returned to the function statements. There is also an add function, but here the number of argument is 3. Even it belongs to integer data type, there are 3 number of arguments. Next, it also a add function, but here the argument is differ by one integer and one float. So the previous add function that also has two arguments, but both the arguments are belongs to the data type integer. Here the third addition function, one integer and one float are the arguments. So the which add function will be mapped during the runtime will be known only after running the program. We have main function. We are declaring an object C calculate for the class calculate sum of two numbers C dot add 10 comma 20. So the ten and 20 when added, we will be calling the first function. 30 will be written here, because why we are mapping with the function first function is both or belongs to integer data type. If you take this one, add, this will be mapped to the third function, because one is int and one is float, so it will be mapped to the third addition function. So the result for it will be, the return type will be the addition of two numbers, so it will be 30.5. And for this function, the second function will be called map. So 12 plus 20, 32, 32 plus 23 will be 55. 55 will be the output for this last statement. Next, we are going to see operator overloading. Each operator have some function assigned to it and it will do only that function. For example, if we take plus operator will be doing only addition, so it will accept two operands and will do the addition. So if the two operands belongs to primitive data type, no doubt in it, it will do the summation and return the result. Suppose the two operands belongs to a user defined data type like object or structure or a union. In that cases, it is difficult for that operator to do the work. So in that case, the work of that operator is overloaded. This is an example of an operator overloading. The syntax for operator overloading will start with the class name, class name, and within the class will be defining the operator overloading function. So it start with public keyword, we have a return type, operator keyword will be used, and we will be giving the symbol plus, minus, asterisk, divide, any symbol, and the set of arguments. Now we are going to see the complex addition using operator overloading. So complex number will have a real part and a imaginary part. In private access mode, we are declaring two variables, real and imaginary, and using complex so constructor we are assigning initially the real and imaginary as 0 and 0. So input function here, it is used to get the input from the user, and output function is used to display the content. Here we have the output function, and this will be the operator overloading. First we will see it from the main function. In main function we have C1, C2 and result. Three objects for the class complex. So first it will call the input C1 dot input, C2 dot input. We are giving the input. So now we will see what the input function will do. So input will get the enter the real part C in real. So for the C1 variable, I mean C1 object, we are going to enter the real part and imaginary part. So first I am assigning 5 for the real part and 7 for imaginary part. So next is C2. So for C2 real part, so anyway it is float, so even negative numbers are accepted. 2.2 minus 1.2. minus 1.2. So these are the two inputs. So the first complex number will be 5 plus 7i. Second complex number will be minus 2.2 minus 1.2. Next, in the main function, what we are going to do is result is equal to C1 plus T2. That is, you are going to add two complex number. At this stage, the plus operator is overloaded. It will call the overloaded function, operator overloaded function. So this actually the function call will change like C1 dot plus of C2. So we are creating a temporary variable object. It belongs to the class complex. Temporary dot real temp real will be, real part will have the value real and imaginary. Two variables will be the temporary object, and real plus C2 real, that is C1 real, that is the calling object, right? So C1 real plus C2 real. So C1 real is 5 minus 2.2. So your answer will be 3.8. Here the answer will be 3.8. And imaginary, C1 imaginary plus C2 imaginary. 7 minus 1.2, it will be 5.8. And next line of statement in the main function, after result equal to C1 plus C2, result dot output. So the output function will be called real if the imaginary part is less than 0. Our imaginary part is greater than 0, go for the else part. Output complex number, real part is 3.8, and plus symbol here plus 5.8 I. So what is the purpose of giving here if imaginary is less than 0 is, if we have any negative value, for example minus 5.58 is there, means to print this minus symbol only we are giving it like a condition. So here the output will be 3.8 minus 5.8 I. Instead of this plus symbol will be avoided here in this. So the entire main function it run. So here I already run this program. Given the input as 5 and 5 for first complex number 5 plus 5i, and second complex number is also 5 plus 5i. So addition of these two value will be 10 plus 10i. Thank you.